A lot of these houses in Gozo that were a residence as well as a barn and a stall for mostly goats and sheep.
And you can see the wonderful archwork all the way
So
up.
this-
We've got the troughs, the animal troughs, and we're in the actual farmhouse area.
You take half a tomato and you kind of rub it in.
Squish it there and mush it in and rub it in there, into the
The
bread.
juices and stuff going. You can, again, it's the taste.
Ilovegozo here in MaltaGozo at Villa Portelli. My buddy Mike is going to prepare a nice lunch with traditional Maltese food. I'll show you that and point out some interesting aspects of the architecture in Mike's converted farmhouse. Before I do that, Mike's going to show me a unconverted farmhouse currently under restoration to give you a proper perspective of what we're going to see at Mike's place. All right, here we are at the unconverted farmhouse. Point out some key things here, Michael.
Well, the most obvious is the mix of the old dark stone stained with the new stone.
Right up by the windows there.
Fix it.
Yeah.
New archway, but using the old stone.
Right.
The old chimney.
And the old chimney there.
I'm guessing this was a kitchen where they actually cooked,
With the hearth right there.
Go to the back wall there, you can see the really old stone.
And back in here, up these flight of stairs, you can definitely see the old stone here. So this will give you some good ideas when now we go over to Mike's place.
You can see the original door.
Yeah, this has got the troughs, the animal troughs, and we're in the actual farmhouse area where they kept the barn area, where they kept the animals. You can see the troughs again, a trough over here, and a trough here. And again, I'm going to point these things out in Mike's place and show you the difference now when it's converted and finished. And again, here we're up one level, a couple of stairs up, and another trough right over there. So again, this was the animal location in this farmhouse.
A lot of times they find old furniture in these farmhouses and they actually salvage it, take it to a carpenter. The carpenter refurbishes it in its original state and they use it to decorate.
Decorate the place. To again fit with the old style character. Just a quick panorama again of the Schlendi Valley from the unconverted farmhouse rooftop that we have access to. Same view that Mike has, just a little bit further down the road. Now we'll go take a look at your place then. Mike's converted farmhouse. Come here and say hi. We do a collaboration video later on. I'm gonna shoot it on Mike's camera and he's gonna post it onto his channel this time. We're gonna do a different video here with Maltese food and point out some aspects of Mike's farmhouse. All right, here we're walking back into Michael Portelli's house, KWM.
There's a lot of these houses in Gozo, not so many in Malta, interestingly enough, that were basically a residence as well as a barn and a stall for mostly goats and sheep. But they would normally keep the sheep and goats inside at night, especially.
And so on this floor, which is your living room and your kitchen, was where the animals were kept.
Absolutely. The animals
right?
would all be in here and the residents would live above them.
And to show you some aspects that were kept during the conversion, something like this right here, Mike. This was
You have the feeding trough.
which
is now an electronic center with
but you can see the original stonework here.
Absolutely.
And also on the other side, the same thing,
Yeah.
a feeding trough.
2 feeding troughs.
And you can see the wonderful archwork all the way up. And this arch you said is pretty unique, right?
It's very unique. I had builders that came in, because I'm not a builder myself, but they said that it's a very interesting way of having an arch supporting
To support the other arch that wouldn't be able to support on itself.
Normally they would do a wall there.
Right.
But to avoid the wall
And it can keep that open space.
Absolutely.
You see this is Mike's kitchen now. And now we come over here to the hooks you were talking about, right? Point those out.
There's still hooks. There are probably more, but these are still from the original house.
From the original house.
100 years ago,
Right, to hold the animals.
They would, for example, tie some of the goats or some of the animals to them. You can also see the thickness of the walls, which they don't do anymore. This was in place of
Insulation.
mostly for the heat, to keep the houses cool, because the climate in Malta up until 20, 30 years ago was much warmer than it is now.
And this is basically 3 blocks thick.
Three blocks thick, yes.
Okay, but you can see how beautiful the archwork looks, especially with the lighting. So now we're going to go upstairs this way.
Right.
And point out these are the original steps. As you can tell, there's this wear pattern.
Absolutely, this is where
No
the
doubt
goats and
about
sheep
it.
would
Yeah,
run
would
in and out.
coming in and out of the house.
And you can even see like the ventilation holes there that they had to let the air
They
through.
let air come through.
And then, you know, they would do something like this, which is a brand new beam, in order to get a bigger opening, you know. So again, it's a unique way of combining old with new while still keeping the old.
And these roof timbers are most likely original, right?
These two are original, yes.
Yep.
You'll see some that are covering a steel beam, but these two are original.
Okay.
As is the door, by the way. The door is also original.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay, the door's original.
Yeah.
All right. Heading upstairs.
And you can see, for example, this is an old stone here now, and so is that as compared to the newer stone. So not knowing exactly how it was before, but you can see how they combine the old with the new.
Exactly. Okay.
And this is like a spare bedroom, but again, you can see the old stone mixed with the new, and the beams are original.
Oh,
And the ceilings are not concrete. The ceilings are what they call
slabs.
slab ceilings, which is the old way that they used to build.
Okay.
And that's wall you can see is completely original. From
Right
the
there.
gardens, yeah, as compared to the new wall.
Compared to this one on the side.
Yes, and
Well,
that
that's a
one
good
as well.
comparison.
So
And
you
that's a
can-
new one there. Yeah, it's a good
So
comparison.
you can see. And then this is the main bedroom.
Okay.
And here they used steel beams. This was probably done 30, 40 years ago, but not with the original house.
Correct.
The original house, they would have had wooden beams.
Right.
The slats are still there, the stone slats. So I think what happened was the beams rotted. And so,
So
30, 40 years ago, they replaced
They replaced them with steel beams.
steel beams.
Okay.
And every bedroom has, of course, they fix them up really nice with the in-suite bathrooms.
Oh, great.
And you can see the view from up here.
Okay.
This is an adjoining bedroom over here as well.
Oh.
So it's a 3-bedroom, 4-bathroom house.
Oh, this is nice.
And yeah, beautiful view.
Look at this view.
This is the valley leading towards Schlendi Bay.
Torchlendi Bay. To the left here.
Gozo is north of Malta, so the traffic, the sea traffic, is going to hit Gozo before it. The Mediterranean sea traffic is going to hit Gozo before it hits Malta.
And this is looking down on Mike's pool.
Yeah.
And our 2 friends right down there, Mika and Kyle.
So you have the citadel.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Excellent, Mike.
You can see the old stone as well here.
This is again original stone.
Absolutely original stone.
This house is probably what? Got to be
The original house.
100 years, at least 100 years, at least 100. It's probably more. We're gonna go down and have a nice little meal. We worked up an appetite walking around.
This is a very traditional old lunch thing that people used to do here and still do. It's called, in Maltese, it's called biz-zeit with tadam, which means bread with oil and tomatoes.
Okay.
Now, if you don't like tomatoes, and you'll see, I like it with the tomato paste instead of the tomatoes. But basically, you just dip the bread in the oil.
Okay.
Then you take half a tomato, and you kind of
Kind
rub
of
it in.
squish it there and mush it in and rub it in there, yeah, into the
The
bread.
juices and stuff going. You can, again, it's to taste. You can even eat the tomato with it. Some
Right.
people do.
I would probably do that.
Okay. And then.
And the one underneath that is all finished, right?
Yeah. And then
And then a little bit of pepper,
pepper. A little bit of sea salt. This is.
sea salt,
There we
right?
go.
Good.
And.
And voila, it's done.
Yeah.
And we've got our traditional zbena, our pepper cheese, right?
Yep.
With some galette. And here we have for dessert a honey ring. All right, with a bunch of herbs in there, and then obviously honey, and baked into this ring configuration. All right, Mike, thanks for an enjoyable afternoon, partaking in traditional Maltese food and showing me around the house, showing me different aspects of the Maltese architecture.
Yeah, it's always great to have you, Gary. Thanks for visiting, and look forward to getting this all on video.
Hey, great. Peace, everyone. Ciao.